Broncos, Seahawks here. What's the matchup that matters for you?
I think you and I are in agreement on this one as well, which is great in the interest of time because it's Pat Surtain and DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's
man. That's it. That's it. Surtain obviously got the huge payday. What I thought was really interesting too, given the fact that Jair Alexander was the previously highest paid cornerback at $21 million a year by average contract value. Mm-hmm. You went up to $24 million for Pat Surtain. Like, he is besting Jair Alexander by $3 million a year, and it's very rare to see people resetting the market. No, but people resetting the market to that degree where you're that far away. And I mean, I have no doubt that in the next couple of years, that's still going to become a bargain, because as the receiver bubble kind of goes up and inflates, so does the cornerback as a reactive thing, which makes a lot of sense. But it was just interesting to see the vote of confidence, especially given the fact that the Broncos this year they have a $53 million dead cap hit given Russell Wilson, but the extension, I believe, kicks in next year. And you're signing up to still pay top of the market money to probably, though, your best player on defense. Not probably, your best player on defense.
Yes.
And I mean, in single coverage last year, 206 snaps, 56 targets, 30 catches allowed for 446 yards, 2 touchdowns. 9 forced incompletions. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And in this matchup in particular, it's going to be one for the ages, given the juice that Pat Surtain is going to be playing with, and the way that DK Metcalf is going to say nope.
I think that this is a big one. Obviously, you mentioned sort of a lot of the things that I would mention as well. I think that on the flip side, you've got an interesting matchup between Courtland Sutton, who I think sort of has to be the wide receiver one for Denver, and Devon Witherspoon, who I think is going to be
I love Devon Witherspoon.
He's going to be one of the best corners in football this year, and I think that he's going to prove it. So we have 2 major wide receiver corner matchups that I think are going to mean a lot to this team. Now, Seattle's wide receiver room is deeper than Denver's is after their top guy, but I think that those are 2 huge matchups to me in, can these offenses really unlock things the way that they want to? I think that Seattle's defensive line, they add Leonard Williams, they add Byron Murphy II. The defensive line, they really could not get after the passer. It was not as good of a unit as it needed to be last year. Mike McDonald's moving over from being the Ravens defensive coordinator to their head coach now. He did an excellent job with the Ravens front last year, staying multiple, but also staying strong. A lot of weight on there, basically on all 4 positions. They have the guys to be able to run that defense already this year. So I'm sort of excited to see that versus what I think is still the most expensive offensive line in the NFL in Denver, I think. And so that matchup is going to be a really key one as well. But the skill positions to me, Metcalf versus Surtain, Witherspoon versus Sutton, who kind of comes out on top with those is going to go a long way into who wins this matchup. But what about a plus factor? Who's your plus factor here?
Well, kind of going off of that too, sticking with skill players, it's Tyler Lockett then. Because, all right, say this happens with Pat Surtain and DK Metcalf and they lock each other up and that's whatever, then you've got Tyler Lockett, oh, by the way, for Seattle, who had 11 explosive plays from a wide alignment last year, 3 touchdowns. And also the Broncos have a white cornerback that is really going to go against Tyler Lockett.
Riley Moss.
And Riley Moss, who didn't
respect it.
I respect it, but he also didn't start a game last year. So he was part of the rotation and used as a rotational player. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Some white cornerback going against Tyler Lockett. That's basically my analysis. It's a white corner going against Tyler Lockett.
Who is who is it? Rashad Mendenhall who tweeted about it? Who was it?
Yeah, I think it was
Rashad Mendenhall. Look, Riley Moss, Cooper DeJean. Times are changing now.
Times are changing. Yeah, we're coming back around, man.
Jason Sehorn, he's coming back too. No, look, I think that obviously Tyler Lockett as an X factor makes a lot of sense, because if you're so focused on that one matchup, those guys are so talented. Pat Surtain and DK Metcalf, they're locking each other up. You're going to have the ability to go to him, and Jack Smith-Njigba too. I think is an important one there. Kenneth Walker is the plus factor here for me for Seattle, because there wasn't a ton of change in the Broncos front 7 last year, and the Broncos were 25th in the NFL in run defense grade as a team, 59.7. And so it was just not something that they did very well last year. Walker wasn't as explosive as he was his rookie season. His rookie season, he had 5 100-yard games, but that's still obviously something that he is capable of. And he really could be a player where we're sitting here talking about the passing matchups left and right. But if the Broncos can't stop Kenneth Walker, they're going to just keep giving him the ball. Like they're just going to keep allowing him to churn out yards for them. And I think that he could be a major plus factor for this team. So that's another one that that I'm really looking forward to there. Bo Nix, I think, is the we didn't talk about Bo Nix yet, but certainly how he comes out of the gate. He played well in the preseason, but it's different. You know, it's different when you play well in the preseason. Now you're going into Seattle, one of the toughest places to play in the NFL.
Loud, very loud.
Against a Mike McDonald defense. I mean, he's going to have Bo Nix as confused as possible. So we'll see how he ends up playing. Because man, if Nix can still look, calm and collected in that situation, in that environment, game one, then it's obviously very encouraging for him moving forward.